This is massive news today. CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, has made an appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast and some very interesting revelations about the FBI's role in Facebook's decision to censor the New York Post bombshell stories on Hunter Biden's laptop and the Biden family's dodgy international business dealings. Have a listen.
Is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, like, you should be on high alert. We thought that there was a lot of Russian propaganda in the 2016 election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just be vigilant. Fewer people saw it than would have otherwise. So it definitely.
By what percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful.
Now, Kosha, it's worth remembering that the FBI had Hunter Biden's laptop since December 2019. So they knew it wasn't Russian disinfo. How can this be seen as anything other than election interference?
It can't. And you know what's interesting here, Rita, is the context or the substance of what Mark Zuckerberg said is actually not a new revelation to those of us who pay attention to these things, and increasingly to the everyday voter in America. There's a reason why trust in these institutions, including the FBI, is at an all-time low. Somebody did a poll, one of the polling outfits, where people even think that it's akin to the Gestapo or things like that, where it's really seen a fall from grace, if you will. And there's a reason for that. But what was remarkable about this story, though, is that the words came right out of Mark Zuckerberg's mouth, from his mouth to our ears. And that was huge, where he said it sort of in a very nonchalant way. But the fact of the matter is, for a United States agency, and the FBI, which is the most heavily armed domestic police force in the world, it has subpoena power, it's very powerful for them to be tapping the shoulder of a private company and telling them this, when, as you say, they knew by that point the story had been validated, and they knew that it was valid information, but even if it wasn't, is a big deal. It's a violation of the First Amendment, and it also calls into question this issue of Section 230 and why these platforms are in the business of moderating content and suppressing content when they enjoy the immunity protections that that law provides for. So I think this is just putting it into the forefront. And I don't know if Zuckerberg expected that or not, but he's created a little bit of a firestorm with his comments there to Joe Rogan.
Oh, absolutely. It's also worth remembering that Mark Zuckerberg himself donated more than $400 million to fortify the election, and he was also in a position to suppress legitimate news stories that were damaging to the Biden campaign. I mean, I think we're going to hear a lot more about this.